Oh, yeah. So interconnectedness?
Yep. Turn this off. Greetings all. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, yeah, you're already there.
Dang. All right, hey.
What's up, Andrea? Congrats on your progress.
1 2 1 2. Absolutely. Greetings, Melissa. All right, still getting things together a little bit, so give us a little bit of time.
Cool. On this computer too, just in case.
So let me see what's done cooked up for us. Before we get started, I'll go ahead and play a song from our playlist for today. Melissa, I'm going to forward you the playlist that I received from Corey, so you have access to the song selection that we will dabble from today. I can find it.
Gary Chew. Choo. Sounds okay. What's up, Mel? Alice. Miss Ellen Bush.
Ellen Bush in the house.
In the house.
All right, coming your way, Mel. All right, Tay. So.
What's up, Stefan?
Steph in the house. Well, no problem. Thank you. Wormholes. Lounge. I'll put this on. See if we can get something cracking real quick. Hey, Zaina. Pull me up real quick. All right, cool. So let me make sure I'm on. Technology. So. Okay, yeah, my phone was off. Great. Anyway. So open up another tab. The playlist popping real quick.
Nice.
Starlene. Peace, Starlene.
Nice name.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
Starlene.
It's an 80s song.
Yeah, you dig. You dig. I'll pad that one real quick. All right, cool. Thank you, babies. Cool. So first song, there we go. I got the playlist up now. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being so patient. Of course, today's Les Vell, beautiful topic of interconnectedness indeed. Yeah, my phone wants to come on again. More vibrance, more expressiveness directly here from the Ra. Of course, I got the guy Amun Ra here live and Triple A, of course, on Chopper in the building. Sacral. You dig? Anyway, so this first song I'll play today from our playlist, Mel, is Satisfied Crew Lounge from the Universal Brothers page. If you don't mind, go ahead and share that link, and I'll cue up the song and prepare for our session today. So once again, thank you so very much for joining us here live at the Rock for our Let's Build. Let's get it.
Retro, dope. We out here. Stop walking them down. Get it down real quick. Yo, we in the back with the day lamps. He's up down, space count stretched down downstream. We up late. 12 deep breath, 1 2 separation. 6 on the air around the blue tape. Stroke tellers, bubble like an apple desert. We got a grease band like 360 lessons. So it's like it's never not in my rise. It's so sweet, so sweet, yeah, sweet, so sweet. You know, Skywalker, of course. Yeah.
Song right there, absolutely. You dig? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us live here at the RA once again for another session of Let's Build this Thursday, February the 8th or the 7th?
It's
8th. It's 8th. Okay, cool. So this day
Thursday.
of Build and Destroy here at the RA, where we are speaking on the nature of interconnectedness. Thank you so very much, Mel, for selecting our subject matter today. Of course, all of the subjects and things that we cultivate here on the Let's Build have their core foundation in the nature of grounding. Grounding is the primary and top focus and practice of wise souls who are on this ascension path and awakening and moving from the head space or the mind identity back into the heart space, which is the foundation of all the beautiful gifts that we are here to share amongst the creation and miracle that is the human body experience and who we are as manifestations of the Creator, Prime Creator here in the physical, on planet Earth in this now moment, moving deeper and deeper into the seventh golden age of consciousness here in this dimension as we continue to shift. So once again, a great pleasure and honor. You can be anywhere doing whatever, however you've decided and chose with your free will to be here with us. As a small disclosure, it is necessary for me to express once again that the nature of these creations, the show, the transmissions that are taking place on a daily basis are a free will choice to entertain. We cultivate a harmonious community of peaceful authenticity, harmony, and acceptance, where there is an abundance of information and guidance being expressed here on a daily basis, and being an integrated lifestyle, which it is, it's necessary to express a constant stream of creativity based on one's own discretion. Being here as an active manifestation of who I am as Commander Ashtar, it is absolutely necessary for me and within my comfort zone to be extremely focused and express an abundance of healing material and guidance for all of you who are the life seed or light workers, star seeds, indigos here on the ground, focused on your mission, as am I. So the guidance that comes from this space of being this wall, this channel, if you will, is constant, and there's quite an abundance of such a material. No one, for the most part, was friend requested to this page. No one has been acquired or required to receive any of the information being provided here. So once again, this is a free will choice for you to entertain any of this information, to connect with us. So once again, if this is uncomfortable for you, you have the free will choice of, for the most part, ignoring it. if this is what you choose. However, those who are here to embrace and cultivate the healing that is necessary to move deeper and deeper into a space of conscious recognition and expansion of oneself as a creator here on this path, are encouraged to embrace and allow yourself to cultivate your own creativity as you receive the information, or as you connect and resonate with the expressions. You have the ability to cultivate and express your level of eloquence or articulation of the information on your own, because once again, we communicate on a particular frequency range, in a particular harmonic resonance that comes from this particular vehicle. However, all of us are here to share the divine truth in our own individual and unique way of being, as an expression of our work and our service here to all life, including humanity having access to such information. So this is but a springboard, and amongst this springboard is an opportunity for you to express that which you know and resonate within your heart, where this is not a platform of teaching. It is but an eloquent expression and articulation of that which is already known within your own heart space. So thank you once again for being here. And today we speak on our interconnectedness as one family. And for the most part, I was attempting to grasp the verbiage, the words to clothe the frequencies that Mel expressed in picking this subject. And for the most part, I do intuitively recognize the nature of such an intent. So thank Melissa for selecting our subject matter today for our bill. Thank you so very much, Melissa. Of course, all of these transmissions and the nature of our subjects are very helpful for all. And I put it out there because there's an energy resonance at present. And for the most part, those of you that are sensitive are experiencing things that require a deeper sense of guidance and an expansion on the nature of some of these pillars, if you will, of energetic expressions, and within the emotional body, within the physical body, and of course the energetic nature of our presence. So interconnectedness is our talk today. However, with that being said, great disclosure or great disclaimer, we'll go into our 60-second meditation, which is an exercise that is designed to allow us to connect with you, where of course this connection is based on the angelic realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light, and who I am as your Commander Ashtar, and expressing and being an individual expression of a collective who is with you always, who has always been here. However, this vehicle is designed to express sonically that guidance as we speak in unison directly to you. However, once again, we are with you and within you, in being a reflection of you, where these transmissions are or these sonic expressions and transmissions are but 20% of the communication. The other 80 remains the expressions or feelings and notions that you have inside of yourself. This is the nature of our expressions and our communication with you. And in order to make that communication and connection more potent, we ask that you relax the thought patterns, release all the energy that has been heretofore, allow your surroundings to be as they are, connect and feel your own heart space as we connect with you, so that potent transference of energy and expression and notion can be received in the most clear way possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, 60 seconds, we still the body, relax all that is, and allow yourself to be, and open your heart, and allow us to connect with you in this now moment, if you please. Thank you so very much for being here. We love you. So 60 seconds. So slowly begin to allow yourself to sense your extremities, your toes, and your fingers. Gracefully allow your lungs to return to their normal capacity of intake. Gently begin to open your eyes. We are here. This now moment remains a vast blessing of pure abundance and life. Our presence here is nothing short of a miracle. The ability for us to communicate and connect now is truly a blessing. The connection of the heart space, or inner stillness, if you will, beyond the prerequisites and thought patterns, sound vibrations that may cloud the simplicity of being still when it comes to describing the nature of the word meditation. We get caught in some of the social imagery that surrounds some of these words that are vibrations that come natural with our sense of presence. However, it is merely a silent recognition of who we are in truth, that silence, that peace that is the nature of who we are as the creator, that is infinite and eternal within the truth of this now moment. Peace is the truth. We exist here, and here is where we belong. It's where we serve and where we do the greatest service to all life in this dimension. Once again, I cannot thank you enough for being here. Let our mantra, of course, the mantra of all mantras is that of gratitude. It's necessary to recognize that it is impossible to complain and be grateful at the same time. You only get to choose one or the other. You can complain or you can express gratitude. You can be grateful for the life that you have, the ability to exist eternally. Those with eyes to see choose to complain about what they see versus appreciating their ability to see. And of course, as we awaken more, we embrace the wisdom to continue to select and cultivate the latter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Let's Build, and today's conversation is interconnectedness. Once again, Mel, thank you for that selection. When we speak of interconnectedness, we're more so speaking about the recognition of the fabric of existence. Peace being the segue, where the frequency of peace is the truth. It is the default, the eternal vibration and frequency of being that exists beyond the temporary nature of emotions. On either polarized extreme, there is the frequency that is eternal, that remains, that is always there. This is the default, and it is always there. There is no effort needing to be express to be in peace. There will be those that will say, I'm trying to be peaceful. I'm trying to cultivate my peace. I'm just trying to find some peace somewhere, whatever the case may be. Of course, these are distorted expressions of the ego mind identity, where there is no effort required to be in peace. This is just as love is. And when we speak of love, we have to recognize that love, what we know as love, what we label as love, is but the fabric, the seen and unseen that make up life itself. Love is the fabric of existence itself. In true form, we speak of unconditional love. This is the fabric of existence. Of course, peace being the frequency, peace being the eternal frequency, the stuff and the nothingness. This is love itself. It's the light and the darkness, all itself. Darkness being but a distorted expression of the light. Of course, where the darkness has no principle, however, the light remains in being the nature and fabric of existence itself. So what we're dealing with is peace or love vibrating at the frequency of peace, where you experience and witness this universe that is you, and who you are as the creator. When you talk about connection, basically, it is the recognition of this fabric, this frequency, which is you, within this hologram. Now, when we speak of the hologram, we must realize that we're experiencing ourself. Of course, the many aspects and reflections of ourself within the hologram, representing energies that are reflections of our vastness and the various and plethora of ways that who we are being expressed here in the hologram. However, it is one and the same at its core. However, for practical purposes, we must recognize the illusion for what it is, the physical reality for what it is on this level of existence, and being spirit operating within the physical vehicle at present. And with this physical presence, there is a connection between things that appear to be separate within the realms of duality and polarity, or relativity, if you will. Within the realms of relativity, there seems to be a separation. However, the connection is there. It is integrated. It is constant. The wisdom to see and feel and recognize this interconnectedness is in continuing to return to the heart space, which knows that everything is us. Everything is who we are. We are experiencing our own energy constantly. This is all there is in this now moment. However, this is by design. The experience of oneself is of our own creation, where we've created this story, this movie, if you will, this conscious stream of different infinite paths before and beyond or behind that may seem, however, all happening simultaneously in this now moment. I digress. It is ourselves. It is who we are. It is our creation. It is what we are here to experience by our own design. So, of course, that embrace of the connection that we have, that is who we are, is necessary for us to gracefully experience life itself from a place of spiritual maturity and wisdom. So, of course, if we are going to embrace this interconnectedness to its fullest, we have to recognize with the choice that we have with our free will, The choice and the gift of free will is basically our ability to express our spiritual maturity. We've created a story for ourselves. We've inserted ourselves into the story. And then we've given ourselves the ability to choose to accept the story or resist the story. Of course, we're dealing with two different energies on a spectrum or polarized spectrum, where there is acceptance and there is resistance, where one represents the brain's activity, if you will, one represents the heart's knowing, one representing a superficial view, one representing a more deeper realization of things that are. Resistance and acceptance, this is our choice. These are our choices here within the hologram. And of course, the choices that we do make are reflective of our spiritual maturity and where we are. Now, working with life itself, working with the mind and the heart, if you will, as we continue to evolve, is absolutely necessary. Yes, there is a time to say no, but more than as you evolve, you choose yes more than no, and recognizing the story that you created and the purpose of all that's taking place beyond one's opinion. No strengthens the ego. Yes weakens it. However, we do have the ability to choose where we're comfortable. Based on our free will, this is a story, and of course, the nature of our evolution is gradual. There's a gradual incline as we continue forth on this path. And of course, there is no right or wrong, good or bad decisions. There's only the decisions being made now based on where you are on your conscious journey, where you are in your spiritual maturity. This is where you make the choices. However, to continue on this path of constant elevation, there is always a frequency of being where this is not a black and white on and off. It is a gentle incline or upward spiral, deeper and deeper into the truth of oneself, into more pure frequencies of acceptance. And it is necessary, it is wise to allow yourself the room, the freedom, the opportunity to make these decisions from a place of personal integrity. We must make the decisions that are in alignment with where we are on our path versus attempting to uphold some superficial sense of spiritual maturity. I'm saying, well, I'm ready to do this, or I'm more evolved, I know better than that. But once again, with knowing, we realize and recognize that consciously knowing something and consciously embodying that knowing, or doing or operating and practicing such a knowing, is quite different. A person can know how to eat healthy, or know to exercise, or do whatever, like all these disciplines that we fill our minds with. We could recognize this stuff on a conscious level. However, doing them and being proactive in doing them on a daily basis is two totally different things. And of course, with evolution, this is about the embodiment of that which you know. And being transparent, there are things that are posted here that as a physical vehicle within the personality construct, things that may come up that I still work on and I cultivate. Yes, I know the information and how to articulate that which is being expressed here on a daily basis. However, sometimes as we evolve, we experience things that will call upon things that stimulate the behavior patterns that we feel or felt that we left a long time ago behind as we evolved and moved into this reality of being awakened. It is a journey. And of course, the beauty, the zest, the eloquence, the treasure, the joy and happiness and experience itself, the journey is the gift. As God, we're God now. However, as God, we've given ourselves the ability, the miracle, the blessing of experiencing life as a journey. Yes, we're God now. However, the gift is experiencing the micro to the macro, the journey itself. This is the jewel. This is the blessing. This is the beauty. So as we evolve, it is beautiful to be awakened and recognize the principles and pillars that come with an awakened lifestyle as we move deeper into a harmonious experience. However, we also must recognize that the journey itself carries a deep sense of beauty, where we don't want to attempt to force ourselves to constantly live a life that is superficial. We want to embody and embrace things that resonate with us genuinely. So, I digress. Acceptance and resistance. These are the choices that we have. These choices are based on our spiritual maturity. And of course, these choices affect the nature of our experience, where everything is interconnected. And our experience, of course, is a reflection of that which is taking place inside. A couple of days ago, last week, thank you, Todd Medina, for allowing the conversation that we had, and some of the things that were expressed during that conversation may stimulate or may have stimulated our conversation today. It's recognized that as we heal within, the nature of our experience becomes more healing. As we calm ourselves within, as we embrace more calm amongst our experiences, our path of experience becomes more calm. Of course, there are still upheavals that take place and tragic distortions, if you will, that are experienced amongst the illusion. However, as we ground ourselves and become more present and objective and observant to the experiences and allowing them to process faster beyond the cultivation of distortion or distorted energetic energy or distorted emotional energy, if you will, or lower frequency emotions longer, we allow for these experiences to flow like the water. The waves rise and crash, but after the crash, there is the settling of the water once again. As we allow ourselves to ride the waves, as the ascension waves, wave riders, the rainbow warriors, if you will, the stability of clarity and being present, as we allow these emotional experiences and whirlwinds of change that is taking place amongst this transition here on planet Earth to move through us and around us without being shaken. Of course, we embrace the emotions. You allow yourself to grieve when it's necessary. You allow yourself to cry and feel life. Once again, life is a continuation of feelings. Life would be bland and lack of life itself without the zest and the sweetness of our emotions. However, as we settle and allow and relax and find that pillar, the lighthouse of peace within our heart space, through the grounding work that we do on a constant daily basis, amongst these experiences, we allow these experiences to come up and go on their way. Allow them to come up and go on their way. And as we allow them to come up, we allow ourselves to process them, accept them, embrace them, feel the feelings that are being presented for us to feel, because once again, the experiences come for us to feel them. Yes, we feel them, enjoy them, we embrace them and allow them. Sometimes there is the depression or sadness or loneliness or happiness or other experiences, other distortions which are temporary. We allow them to come, but then we allow them to flow through and go on their way, where we recognize that life continues to be a blessing of experiences. And as we allow these feelings to move through and we enjoy ourselves and embrace, we allow for deeper, more vibrant, energetic and emotional experiences to manifest themselves and being but a path of creation that we created for ourselves as an experience and expansion of our love, of our acceptance, of our joy, of our peace, an expansion of our acceptance, an expansion of our peace, an expansion of our stability, our sense of being. This is an expansion of our love. And as we accept and expand, more and more love manifests itself within our experiences. We recognize and stand witness or bear witness to the glory of our own being. There is always more love to experience, always. However, in order to allow for our cup to continuously overflow and fill, every day we must allow ourselves to empty that cup. We must allow ourselves to release. I digress once again. There's a gap between resistance and acceptance. And now we're going to speak on how to transfer that resistance or transform that resistance into acceptance. Resistance, brain, short-term responses, reacting to outside stimuli. Superficial views, reactive, things may happen. Automatic, sometimes there is the mind programming of the mind's neuron wiring, where there are program responses that come with certain experiences, and that's not necessarily responses, but more so reactions based on our past experiences. Something happened to us earlier in our days, and it stimulated us in a particular way, and we reacted in a particular manner that created a sense of security for us based on that reaction, and we adopted that behavior as programming. Stimuli, reaction, a sense of safety, programming. There's a construct created based on that stimuli. And for the most part, the mind identity is but a collection of these programs, these reactions to the things that have taken place within our experience. Somebody lies to you, you create the construct of distrust. Oh, I don't trust people anymore. You open your heart to love a person, they hurt you. Oh, I don't love anymore. I won't get in a relationship anymore. There's some responses that were beneficial. Yeah, of course, as a child, when you touched fire and you burn yourself, oh, don't touch the fire, it hurts. Okay, cool. Of course, very simplistic, and there's certain things within our reality construct that these reactions have created a sense of awareness within our being of things that, as far as natural law and things within the physical illusion have created to have catered to our safety. However, as we expand and embrace the heart space, we're opening ourselves to an even broader reality where there are things that we have access to and experiences that we have the ability to embrace beyond the fear of feeling that we have to protect ourselves. There is more love to experience. The person gets hurt, there are things that are necessary for us to heal, and allowing ourselves to be intimate again and share our feelings with another again, beyond feeling that we have to protect ourselves from others. Life is a love story, not a horror movie. And all of this is your creation. When you're dealing with these programs, these reactions, this superficial surface view of things, in reacting to all that happens, you're basically entertaining a cycle of emotional manipulation to react to everything that takes place outside of you within a split second. That means this person can do this and they know I'm going to do that. Or this person can do this and then they know I'm going to do that. Or if a person yells or cusses or says something, oh, I'm going to react. I'm going to do the things that I feel are necessary to protect myself. A lot of times, for the most part, out of fear. If a person yells and disrespects me and I yell back and I'm, basically trading emotional jab with the person, I'm being emotionally manipulated by the person talking to me. They may be unhappy, and they express their sense of unhappiness through being disrespectful. To allow this person to move me into a lower vibration of trading emotional blows, I'm allowing this person to control me. I'm being emotionally manipulated. And for the most part, this is where most unawakened souls exist, within this cycle of emotional manipulation. You're basically being spiritually pushed around. When a person looks at the news and the news says, and we're talking about reaction, at the core, we're talking about resistance. When a person watches the news, you'll notice, and I know it's just a long time ago, the news will say, today at 11, little Timmy read his first book today. And at 12, a man was murdered by such and such and such and such. you know this. The change in frequency and tone. This is to be spiritually pushed around on a roller coaster. And it happens every day. It's so subtle, but it happens all the time. It's just that as we become more sensitive to it, we become more observant to such experiences, and we move out of these cycles of being controlled. So, let's speak on acceptance. Because once again, resistance is fear. Acceptance is love. The open heart, the internal view of things. The response. The intelligent and intuitive way of being that allows us to see things from a broader spectrum. The infinite wisdom or the infinite intelligence of the heart space that realizes that regardless of what is taking place before us, it is our creation. And there is something here that we created for ourselves to view, to feel as an expression of life. Something that is required for us to embrace at this time. Something that is required for us to accept at this time. It is wise, an expression of wisdom, to ride with the events of our experiences. The experiences are our creation, and as we trust ourselves more, we have the strength and courage to trust that which we have created on a conscious level. On an unconscious level, we realize that We created this stuff. However, on a conscious level, it's necessary for us to recognize that we created it and trust that from a broader sense or broader vantage point of being, that all of this has purpose. And once again, beyond the labels, there is our experience. There is that which we created. This is where you are operating from a place of wisdom and a place of maturity. Yes, it takes some time. It takes a lot of healing to move from resistance to acceptance. However, the remedy and the transmutation of resistance to acceptance is the truth. And guess what? The truth is peace. How do you transfer resistance to acceptance? Peace. Peace, 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 peace. The absolute truth, the highest frequency in all existence. A stimuli takes place. A stimuli takes place, and what do? You reach into that toolbox of yours, which is the heart space, and you embrace the tools that you have in peace. There is clarity. In peace, there is the wisdom of infinite intelligence. In peace, there is the realization of divine connection between all that is. In peace, there is a deep level of intelligence that realizes that blessings love to show up in disguises. And what I mean by that is the mind will see something and it'll say, oh no, I don't like that. I don't want that. I didn't want this to happen. This is not what I wanted. And the heart knows it is basically the cover of exactly what you need right now to do exactly what you want to do. It is your blessing wearing a mask. And the mask is but a catalyst of you recognizing that what is taking place right now is serving a purpose, which is about you trusting your experience, you trusting yourself. I'm going to show up and I'm not going to look like myself. But if you can accept me and love me for who I am, I will love you forever. The abundance of joy and life and beauty and glory of the heavens are all yours. However, when I show up, I'm not going to look like what you thought I was going to look like. But it's your ability to embrace unconditional love that will allow me to take the mask off and show you who I am. I'm speaking metaphorically because this applies to every experience, every situation that manifests itself into your reality. It applies to all of them, especially the ones that the mind of the ego mind identity of resistance would love to place an ugly label on, would love to call negative or bad or wrong or unfair. The ego mind would love to label these things as that. However, grounding caters to the objectivity of observation. Grounding. This is, once again, what this is all about. Grounding yourself is where you transfer resistance into acceptance, because between resistance and acceptance is this space of peace. The mind in its reactive nature, there is an instant reaction. However, if you can move into this space of peace, eventually that reaction will return or transfer or transmute into a response. And of course, response is but the base word of responsibility. Wisdom, the ability to observe and, if you will, think before you do something or before you react to whatever. Of course, this is not about thinking. However, in harnessing and embracing both the mind construct and the heart space as we heal, if we give ourselves little time before we judge something or we label things, we have the wisdom of being objective and observing as the observer, as the creator, where when we observe and we give ourselves the ability to observe or be observant, we take control. Not of the situation, but of ourselves. Observation over labeling. Observation over labeling. Good, bad, right, wrong, or positive and negative for those of you that are newly awakened and would like to replace the word good and bad with positive and negative. It is the same. Or those that would love to replace the word judgment with the word discernment. It is one of the same. One more eloquent. Two polarized versions of energy where we attempt to label the experience itself with an extreme of that or of all that is with the within the fabric of existence. This is where the transfer takes place. In acceptance, life will flow in alignment with what you've created, where there is an increase in frequency, where this increase in frequency is, like I said, an upward or gradual incline, more and more into higher frequencies of being. And higher frequencies of being, of course, equate into higher resonant realities where you're moving dimensions, where you're adjusting and hopping dimensions, moving into one reality to another, because once again, every reality has its own past and future. Every timeline has its own past and future. If you see the 1111 code in your experience, these are light codes indicating that you just increase your frequency. A new reality is available for you to experience. Through inner stillness, you shift into this reality. You open your eyes into this new reality, and guess what? The past that you knew is not the past that you were experiencing. The future that you were experiencing or you were prepared to experience is not the same future that you were prepared to experience. You're in a new reality now, which has a whole nother set of experiences to the fore and before or after, or the afterthought. And here's where the connection of our experience, or the connectedness of our experience, takes the foreground. Because yes, we're experiencing our own energy. This is a hologram. And with that, we must realize that we are the foundation and source of this experience. Within this reality, you're the most important character in the show because it is your reality. It is your show. This is your movie. And the movie you're experiencing is based on the conscious decision or frequency of being that you are constantly choosing to exist in. So we continue to change movies, and the characters resemble each other. However, the energy of the characters are different because we're experiencing and moving into different versions of the movie. However, of course, the movie that we're experiencing is our decision based on the frequencies of being that we choose to exist in. This is the nature of the hologram. So the reflection of self that may be a significant other, maybe a family member, maybe a roommate, maybe a co-worker, or any variances of reflections of self that might be in this now moment. They all exist. However, of course, as you change, they change. The circumstances and happenings of the outer illusion change as you change. As you move deeper into frequency or higher into frequency resonance, the experiences and the timeline, the individuals within a particular frequency of being, their responses to you change. Why? Because you're in another movie. The mind expects them to do the same thing. Well, that's based on the old paradigm. That's based on the old movie. You're not in that movie anymore. So the person that you may hold a grudge against because of their activity or the things that they do or the choices that they made in the quote unquote past, you may expect them to do the same thing. However, once again, you're in a new movie. If you're changing and you're doing the grounding work of evolving and healing yourself and moving into a higher vibration, you're moving into another movie. And that character may look the same, exactly the same. However, the divine begs to differ. This is a hologram. This is an electromagnetic experience of your own creation. And as you change, life changes. It's all interconnected. And of course, the activities of reflections of self and the happenings of the outer illusion and all that takes place within the reality are connected to your own vibration. However, as you change, the reality changes. Once again, when we speak of you as being God, this is literal in every sense of the word. Let's go back to acceptance and resistance. The more you resist what takes place, the further and longer you experience that which you're resisting. For instance, this sucks. I don't want to be here. I can't wait to get out of here. I don't want to be here. These expressions are useless and in actuality dysfunctional. They cater to a sense of unhappiness in yourself and those around you. It's absolutely necessary to be here. It is wise to be here. To truly embrace where you are on your journey for what it is. Yogi Love sent me a picture of a drawing that she created not too long ago, maybe about an hour or so ago. And there was something that I was expressed in a previous Let's Build. To want for something that you don't have and push away or resist something that you do have is the foundation of suffering. It is about embracing, enjoying, and being thankful for what you have now. And to remain in a frequency of wanting and needing the things that you feel that are not necessarily present currently is to remain in the frequency of want and need. Of course, want and need caters to more want and need. As long as you're in a frequency of wanting something and needing something, you're going to always want it and need it. Why? Because that's the frequency that you're in. It is when you're grateful for what you have and grateful for the things that are to come or that are manifesting at present. This is when the abundance crystallizes and materializes into your reality because you're in that frequency of being right now. Thank you for good health. Thank you for the excitement in my life. Thank you for the love in my life, the beautiful friendships and connections that I have. Thank you for the abundance that continues to flow in my life. Thank you for all the blessings that I continue to experience and the manifestation of my dreams and desires in this now moment. It is within this frequency that these desires or the blessings that you created for yourself manifest themselves. And this is where it's necessary to, and I've spoken of this before in a previous lesson, Vell, when you go to speak to who we are, the angelic realms. It's less of a request and more of a recognition. And what that means is when you're working with the angelic realms, you must recognize that before you're able to voice the things that you feel that you need or want, or you need help with or support with or guidance on, that support is already being initiated. Where you must recognize that we're time travelers. We know what's going to happen before you do. And in knowing that, we are aware of the support that you need. We are aware of the abundance and things that you intend to experience prior to you even saying anything. So, of course, it is wise to not necessarily invest energy in reiterating that which we already are aware of, but more so a recognition of the gratitude that comes with the support already being provided. So it's not, oh, angels, I need you to help me with this. I'm panicking and I'm in fear and I need help and I need healing. Please send me healing. No, it's about thank you for healing me. Thank you for supporting me more. Thank you for providing me with everything that's required for this portion of my path. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for continuing to help me. This is where wisdom lies. Acceptance works miracles. No true words have been spoken. Infinite intelligence is, and through your acceptance, you allow the infinite intelligence of life to magically manifest that which is necessary flawlessly, seamlessly, within your reality in this now moment. Surrender and rise above thought. Acceptance, allowing the thought patterns that intend to analyze what is taking place, hinder the manifestation and smooth elevation that you are to experience continuously as you cultivate yourself amongst this path. The like and dislike relationship with life caters to disharmony. I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, life did this, life did that, I don't like it, life did this, I do like it. These are labels. And of course, we remain objective to our experience or the blessing of experience that we created for ourselves when we choose to label everything. Life is happening. It is your creation, and everything is happening for your benefit by you as a creator. All of it. No matter the opinion, it is your creation. It's your experience. Is that what you created for yourself? So beyond like, dislike, I agree with this, I don't agree with this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is fair, this is unfair, this is positive, this is negative. Intelligence remains and exists within the frequency of peace. That unconditional love that you are. So, I'll end with this. As we continue to evolve and expand, cultivate this path and do the work that is necessary, the good work that is the hardest work in the world, the light grind, the healing within ourselves, and providing the service of creativity that is provided constantly within the experience of life, the blessing that is existence. We have the choices of resisting or accepting what is. And of course, as we evolve, we say yes more than we say no. However, the yes is more effective when it's genuine. We're doing the work. However, the work being done out of a sense of obligation is somewhat destructive because there are energy blockages there. You must recognize that it is not what you do, but how you do what you do. The vibration in which you do things makes them effective. Where, of course, as we make the decisions and accept ourselves more, and as we heal more, we naturally accept life more. We accept the opportunities to serve more. However, as we heal, we accept more from a place of genuine love and intent. Once again, it's not what you do, but how you do it, and the frequency in which you do it. Of course, all life is interconnected. However, the base and foundation of all that is taking place remains within our being. And how we experience life is based on our level of spiritual maturity, where, of course, within our free will, our foundational choices remains our feelings, words, actions, and thoughts that we entertain. And this is where we are accepting the beauty of experience, accepting the blessing of life, or we're rejecting, doing things out of a sense of obligation, resisting change, resisting experiences and connections and relationships and the opportunities that are being provided. And this is where we affect the outer experience and our connection with the one. You are the star of the show. You are the foundation and the most important person in your life, in this life, in this reality. And of course, you have the ability to choose. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us here at our Let's Build. Our talk today is about the interconnected nature of life and, of course, transferring resistance to acceptance. We're going to have a beautiful conversation today here in the Raw after we come back from a short music break. After that conversation, we'll do another break and then come back once again to address any of your inquiries and stories that you have to share in our comment section. And we will continue to heal. Thank you so very much for joining us. We are the Angelic Realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Life. I am your Commander Ashtar. He is the God Amun-Ra. He is AAA, and we are Universal Brothers and Sisters here live at the Ra. And now we will select another musical selection. Let's go with Triple OG. Triple OG, Mel, let's queue up, and we'll share the link momentarily in our comment section and return after these messages.
Yeah. You know we had though in the prime of most beauty. When I see you out, experience. Vacation grabs in the sands, in the back, beautiful button down. Nothing on my duffel bag, crown by my halo, heavily naturally on your cast. Keep a couple pleasing disciples in my cycle, yeah. Christ on the black crispy. You see the big three, DJ Sushi with me. On the couch like a visitor, fiddling with yo. Before I brush my teeth, yo, get some Mr. Green. Listen to me healing. Last song. Perfectly pure. Yeah. That's how we do it in the world. Fresh and raw. OG. Yeah. Show me, son. It takes two to make a thing go right, but yo, the rest of life, it only takes one mic. I'm psyched to work with Mike taking it dark down. I spike the mic, touchdown. In this season, I don't have a team. I'm up late night writing, yo, I got a dream. Star C, Triple B, Martin Luther King. With the alley youth to me, I'm about to jam the beam. They pass me the rock in the hood, rock. I get love from the bloods and the club. Rainbow, energetic, rapping all colors. Grandmothers ride for us, Universal Brothers. A couple amps in the cap for the voice box. I get loud, not in public for the love pops. Don't play yourself or get shut. Yeah, Galactic Family, nothing, no respect, dude. For the rollers.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's inside. That's pretty so tight.
Don't matter. We got 2 12s or 15 in the back. So the jump on go. That hood here. Yo, I do some fresh lemon juice with my hot tea. Chunky chocolate spinning, bluer than with fish seeds. Yeah, bluer than some smurf feet. It take a true OG not to hurt things. Cause when we building that, the finish youngin'. Kinda silly, we been bustin' up with mama living. Little homie still tripping off that television. We was proud of that down back when we was banging. But we lost enough crew to see through illusions. Spark a cycle on the corner, resurrecting honor. This the duty of a leader if you love your city. Put it down for your block, main planetary. Manatee, put some youngers on the illy beat. Make them speak positive about their family. Yellow's energy coming from your ancestry. Elohim, quadruple opal infinity. Hey. Yeah, we out here. You know what's the motherships? Yeah. Been bumped through stars forever. On the ground, no. Hey. Yeah.
You heard?
Shoot, we
Yo.
Sky. Yeah.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us here at the Let's Build. A great honor to connect with you all indeed. And I got celery breath. You heard?
I swear, Zeno, you're having jokes, bro.
Oh no, he's lying.
All day.
Mm-hmm. You heard? Stacks. Stacks. Oh.
It's gonna be like flashbacks, bro.
What we said, so you gotta put baby on. Stacks. Oh.
That's Gordon, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's enjoy it. You did.
Wow. Forgot all about
I
that.
love you too, mama. So, yeah, we having that conversation now, man. How y'all feel about like, do you have any experiences or whatever like things with that happen in your life that you could have reacted or responded with, and how response kind of gave you a flyer outcome than if you would have tripped off of it?
Or the other way around.
Huh?
Or the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go off on the mother.
Yeah. Or the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I find myself enjoying the patience
Mm-hmm.
and responding in a calm, peaceful way.
Mm-hmm.
I find it a lot more enjoyable, but still, sometimes you gotta put people in place.
Mm-hmm.
Don't avoid it. Do not avoid it. If you feeling it from your heart to cut somebody out, hope they have a good reason. Because, I mean, I guess every situation placates to itself.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we can always say, you know, respond with peace, respond with love, respond with peace, respond with love. This is good and dandy. It's always good and dandy. It's nothing at all negative behind it. But I don't even see a so-called perceived harsh response as being negative.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be something that's going to help that person.
Mm-hmm.
Our situation, not me and you, but the situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How you responding to that situation,
Mm-hmm.
that's your way of giving love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like you said earlier, there's no right or wrong really how you gonna respond to something. Like, I mean, it was some woman on the bus. I guess she was cussing me out in German. And I just kept telling her, yeah, I love you. She was getting so mad. She was getting so mad. Like, you know how German. That ain't how they cuss, but it sounds like that. Netherlands is worse. And I just, and I just kept telling her, I just sitting there, I was like, yeah, I love you too, man. I know what you're saying. I feel you.
It's like, damn, on the video, when she was talking about the dude,
Oh, yeah.
Richard Hunt. He's like, oh, happy day!
Oh, shit.
He was straight like, you know, they just singing. I was like, oh, snap, damn, pretty loud for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, respond how you feel. Don't try to be peaceful about it. Don't try to be so-called nice about it, because then you holding something inside and you're not really being real. If you really feel like you want to go at somebody, it might be in a good ass, they might need that. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, you know, Army. I keep using it as an example how when I get on some people, like in Army, the drill sergeant screaming at you, you think they're the worst person in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
But behind what they're saying to you and what they're doing has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even, you're not even threatened, but you perceive yourself being in a threatened position because probably you know you're wrong. You probably know you're wrong. So,
How you feel, Angel?
I'm on board with SWAT. I mean, there's so many situations where, you know, I try to, you know, be positive, but sometimes you can't help it.
it is positive.
But
that's positive to me.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, just the the awareness that whatever I do has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I can step back and see that, well, how I feel right now is how I need to feel in order to, this go the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? But I think that we shouldn't hang ourselves up with trying to do positive all the time. It's how you perceive afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How you
I think if you have good intentions,
right, where your intentions are.
It's still positive. Unless you really just being evil, then
Right.
that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
there's so many ways to look at it. So many perspectives.
My view is this: I can only go with how I feel, right?
Right.
And that's how everybody is.
That's
And exactly. And the thing is, like you were saying, that's kind of beyond labels.
Right.
Like it's not necessarily about saying it's good or bad or positive or negative or whatever. It's with your feelings. Now, the proactive thing that I can do as a soul evolving and moving naturally into a more harmonious place of being and being less destructive within my own energy field,
right,
is where I'm grounding myself. And the more I ground myself, the less I react to stuff or I trip out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's
You
only
have
no doubt.
patience.
Exactly.
Even though you might come at it in an eccentric way,
No doubt.
it's still
calm. Like I
It's
could,
still
like
calm.
before, I could really trip out, or y'all know, you know what I'm saying, to cuss a lot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll go ham on a person or whatever. But the thing is now, as I continue to ground and evolve, and I recognize the things that are destructive and constructive, and mature and less mature. It's not necessarily superficial, where I'm trying to be spiritual or trying to be, pompous about, oh no, I'm peace and
exactly.
And it's like, if you come at me crazy, you come at me crazy, we gonna talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna I might not flip out. Well, no, I'm not gonna flip out like I used to. Because I'm a different person. You know what I'm saying? I'm changing.
You're coming from a place of acceptance.
Exactly.
Too, right?
I'm coming from a place of acceptance and basically an embrace of where I am energetically now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we keep it 100. I don't even think I could, right now, I know I can't turn up like I used to. Right? Because my energy has changed.
Yep.
And to keep it honest with y'all, if I get to a certain point, I feel heavy. And I feel I feel it. I feel the energy being poisonous. I feel kind of sick if I trip out too much. And it's you know what I mean? You feel shortness of breath or whatever.
It'll come up
it's like pure rage. You about to have a heart attack or something. Whoa, I can't get there right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's for the most part, like I said, I credit that to the level of healing, the amount of healing that I've done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it once again, the more you do it, the less you move and manipulate by people. Sometimes people just do stuff to get a kick out of you. They want you to trip out.
Absolutely.
Bro, this.
Yo.
You want that? Yeah, most definitely. I mean, come on, it's the illusion. And people are sad and all this other kind of stuff, and they have anger issues or problems, and they want to pick a fight. They want to trip out, like the lady on the bus. She probably was having a bad day. She wanted to cuss somebody out, and because you was American and black and all that kind of stuff, you're like, and she wanted you to come back. She wanted you to participate. She fight with me because this is how I want to experience love right now. I want to experience company. Maybe she don't have nobody at home. She want to react and communicate with some people, but she mad, but she want to fight. Maybe her husband died or whatever. You know what I mean? She want to argue with somebody. So black dude on the bus. Oh, you know what I mean? It's I don't want to participate, but it's a choice, a conscious choice of an other individual. And the more you evolve, the less you participate in certain things. But like y'all said, both of y'all got excellent points. Right. You can't be fake about it. You can't be superficial about it. Beyond the labels, sometimes experiencing or expressing a sense of passion and enthusiasm about what you're saying is necessary. Absolutely. Beyond the logical comprehension and saying, oh no, you're not supposed to talk like that.
Yeah,
This is like, no, bro, behind good and bad and all other kind of stuff. Like, this is how I feel right now. This is my experience. This is my creation. I need to let that energy go.
Yes.
If it's necessary for me to let it go, then I'm gonna let it go.
I just hope you perceive it like how I'm pushing it out.
No doubt.
Because I mean, well, everybody ain't gonna push it out in a positive way. But especially if you know me. If you know me.
You know I'm not being malicious.
You should know that I'm not coming at you in a negative way because it's not my nature.
No doubt. Like I'm not.
It might hurt. It might suck. It might sound harsh. But you should know it's out of love.
Yeah.
Now, if you're hurt by it, ask yourself why.
Well, if a person's hurt by it, it's something that it's a conflict within them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's something that they have to resolve. Yeah, and that's absolutely right. And I also feel like the more somebody pushes to be positive or tries to reject the negative too much, you create more of what you don't want. It's an imbalance.
You have all these energetic blockages or whatever, where like you start talking from the top of your throat.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, look, bro, just stop. Speak from your stomach.
Right.
Say what you feel like saying.
Absolutely.
Like, you gotta let that energy flow through and stop attempting to put on this show. Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with this type of work, you're dealing with a work that's deep, like truly deep, bro. And if you can't be fake about it.
Absolutely.
Like, you really have to let it all hang out. And if you like, that's why I'm like, yo, we gonna heal, but we really gotta heal.
Right.
So the thing is, we kind of have to be ourselves.
You have to actually go through the process.
Exactly.
You can't just do it. You can't just jump in.
Like, no, I'm healed now, and I'm open my third eye, and I'm gonna be nice. And hey, man, you look cool.
Right.
Just this peace and love, and y'all like, nah, bro.
You have to go through the process. You gotta go through the process.
Facebook been showing me all my old posts
from
2011.
Right.
And I seem to have been started like way back before I even realized it.
Most definitely, exactly.
Before I
and there's a difference between being negative and going through releasing that energy. Like people get it confused how you're being negative. No, you're actually you're releasing that energy that you need to. And to me, negative, I think it is when you entertain all the time, like you entertain the negative. You know, that's being negative. You know, but if you're allowing yourself to be and you're releasing that type of energy that needs to come out, it's a process. You know, it has to. You know, it's a natural process.
Maybe that's why this weekend I felt so good, because everyone was expressing themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
They was letting everything out without speaking.
Right.
And that's probably why I felt so good just by being there. And
you mean in Amsterdam?
Yeah. Yeah, we was in Amsterdam.
Yeah. No, actually,
it was actually a good trip, man. It was eye-opening.
All right.
Why you gotta laugh? I don't understand this, bro.
His eye was your way.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to be serious. All right. All right. It was eye-opening.
It was real positive.
Yeah, no doubt. Positive. Positive people. Yeah, you dig. Anyway,
Well, I mean, if you've ever been to Amsterdam, you know what I mean.
It's fly though.
It was pretty fly.
I like truffles too. I know, right?
Damn! Like for real!
I'm just expressing myself.
No, you be negative, bro. I don't care what you say. You be negative.
That's negative.
My bad.
No, anyway, once again, like I feel that being able to do that and like really be genuine with yourself and others is where you actually like express an authentic sense of healing and evolution. And once again, like we can't fake this thing because the thing is like we're gonna end up having to do some serious work, and as the light increase, everything being revealed anyway. So it's like if you doing this and that and third, and like, you know what I mean, like you have this social media personality, and you presenting all this stuff or whatever online, and this, oh, you gotta do this and you gotta do that, and like, oh, you're so positive. Look at my family, blah 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 blah. It's like, yo, bro, that's a wet paper bag. You can't hold that up right there. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we talking about the graduation of this experience and evolution and actually being true leaders or whatever, where like to genuinely do this,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't like really, you can't be fake.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to let it out.
It's come to the
and
point
be
where if I do act fake, I feel embarrassed.
Yeah,
Like I just can't anymore. Like
Yeah.
like you either take me how I am or not. And like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do that anymore. You know?
be fake. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so
I piss a lot of people off, but I can't do it.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, you piss off a lot of people, man. Yeah, see, we accepted you already.
We already knew what
We already know how you are, right?
We are creative.
Other people can't accept it.
Judgment.
Hey, I don't judge SWAT. I'm just telling how it is. I love the dude. Though. I love the whole group, man. We really are a family. You know, we fight like brothers, maybe, but at the end of the day, we all love each other. We all trying to help each other out. Our intent is the same, so it doesn't matter. The little things don't matter.
Most definitely. This is where this is where you got a genuine sense of camaraderie and like fellowship where you can move together. For such a long time. We've been doing this like since
forever, bro.
06, 05, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been crews that came together and separated within that 10 to 11, 12 year time span, and we still here doing our thing.
Absolutely.
Only because we've been authentic.
Yep, absolutely.
With each other.
And it's not normal to have a group of gentlemen or people like us still together. And we went through some things. Like before we could have this kind of collaboration and brotherhood, we went through some shit. But that's the process we had to go through.
Absolutely.
In order to be here. There's no way we could have just, we clicked right away, but then there was a process. You know what I mean? And that's the process that needed to happen in order to have this group the way it is. Wow. And that's why whenever we have somebody new coming in the group, a lot of times, it would be cool for a little while, but then it creates a wave.
Because they have expectations,
right? But as we get to know each other, then that's how we build our, that union or whatever. Yeah. So
absolutely. And it's all, once again, this is going back to interconnectedness. Like we realize, the importance and the purpose. Like it's a deep intuitive sense of purpose and connection that we have. That's not necessarily, you can't label it as unexplained, but just off of the strength of us being able to accept each other and, do the work, our intentions and stuff, things manifest themselves. Yeah. And we have platforms like this where we're able to, kind of set certain examples.
Exactly.
Where, people looking to work or do the work within themselves, but also work with other people and doing the work. But of course, in order to be able to work with other people with this kind of work, you got to work on yourself every day.
That's the beauty of a lot of the people that we speak to, because they are doing that self-work.
Absolutely.
And they're also wanting to be a part and connected with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sitting here and I'm just looking at what you guys are writing, just back and forth to each other is lovely.
Absolutely.
It's lovely. It's the conversations that are going on, keep it going. I like the interconnectedness of that. And it's been happening way before we started.
And the beauty of
it's
it,
been happening for the past year, and we've met new friends, new colleagues, people that want to support us, we want to support.
Yep.
Most definitely.
And what's the beauty of it is that none of you guys are here because we were forced to be here,
it was a
promotional thing. Like
I know why they're here.
This is authentic. You guys are here to see SWAT, right? Is that what you're here?
They here. They like that. They like that. That's the Pied Piper song. The dudes too. They like the Pied Piper song.
Or the.
I don't know about that one. That's on the album. No.
My bad. I confused it. My bad. All right. Sorry. I haven't listened to all the albums.
What was her name?
Oh, it was a Tom. Yo, he's so funny. Yo, AZ would go behind the door and be like, he was so bad, yo. It was so funny. Because he was talking about some story about going under the desk and stuff like that. And you were like,
Justin.
Oh, that's still funny today,
Yeah,
man.
still pretty funny.
Ah, shit.
Anyway, yeah. So I think that was fly. All right, cool. Let's take another small break. We'll play another small song, and then we'll come back and we'll address any inquiries, questions, and stories in our comment section as we continue forward with Let's Build. Once again, this is the portion where if you have posted questions earlier in the show, we can't see them now. That's how the comment section work. It'll push all this stuff up in the latest comments show here. So
better holler now.
if you have questions or you want to share stories or inquiries or things that you noted during the talk today or realizations, please share them with the community and we'll address them and express them here in our build, in our last
Born
section.
13
So,
in the house. Y'all want to hear a story about Born?
go ahead, bro.
Wait. Hey, y'all want to hear a story? Oh, man. Are we still?
No, we still alive.
All right. Well,
13.
13. You want to tell a story?
We're going to tell a story.
All right. We'll leave that for Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's crazy.
Oh,
son.
man, son. So, this one is called Release Your Love. Release Your Love, Mel. Thank you for posting. Thank you for hanging out. Let's build, y'all.
Hey, you know how we do. So sisters and brothers, yeah. Skywalker, no doubt. Take another ride. No people, baby. Love, fishy, ice cream, itchy, out my mouth, that's fishy, fish, up kisses in your mouth that melt like eye candy. Release mixed with brandy, but technical alchemy laying out in the garden, cooking up, get recipe pleasantly through the messages, she receiving the best of me. She say cheese when I'm kissing on her ear, and the baby hair that's light on your neck, this essence is so clear. Yo, just say my name, I am here. Show. Cozy dog, big show. Bubble bath after that is pleasant as a foreplay. Talk about the multi-verse layers on the fireplace. Spiritually sexy, connecting on the double that's come out of the ancestry. Lay on my pillow and tell me what you came to earth. You do I'm over the temple, I'll let you know I made it. See it through the national intensity. I'm sleeping on a bunch of you. Taking the places, that's how they help you see. It's me and you, baby. I'm true to my queen. Perfect shit, it's the alpha, and I'm making that shine like my baby. We're cherry, your games don't change. As you go up or down, it's eternally true. So on my love, hey, hold it back, baby. Yeah. I'm the king.
My love feels like a blossom in art. Yours to me like a baby for spark. Like the spirit on the star. Met you when I was lost in the dark. Picking up the pieces in a compass falling apart. Your love was a gift. I'm wrapped with a kiss. I'm matched. Unconditional love just like this. Girl, what's your sign? Might be a golfer, you know. From the truck or the quarter, we used to making a change. Any good similarity, yeah, new heritage. Not to your life, my people be my core. My things for the ranks. Yes, they know for sure. You can see they know from shore to shore. We never lose a joint like hammer jackets. These world where they kicking off spinning, kicking off that. Dominant break. You are still a truth. Moving to that new rock. Conversation smooth. Carry the time. Forecast is long. I keep rocking to my project. This in the stellar jockey. Coming up with steady breaks. Ain't worried about making mistakes. Close assistance is a straight line with no breaks. So we can love forever. Like shape would be your heart sees. that I'm level. Hey.
Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here at the Let's Build. Of course, today our topic is interconnectedness, and we've reached our last portion in our discussion for today, which is basically your turn to speak and share your stories and your questions, inquiries, and realizations on our talk today, so we can share with the community. I will reiterate again that now is the time.
Robert Evans. Just in time.
To share your questions in our comment section so we can get to them. What we got, bro?
Robert Evans, he says, after the break, can you speak about telling someone you have a physical, spiritual, emotional attraction to, that you love them when you are love and love all, but also feel a connection to them?
Just tell them. Just tell them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no knowledge behind that. Just tell them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once again, simple, simple as that. It's just no matter what you tell them, Robert.
Tell them, Robert. Come on, man. Don't get dressed up for it. Don't make no perfect setting. It can be in the car. It can be wherever. Take a walk in the park. Go down the street. Speak your heart. Ain't gonna hurt you.
Couldn't smoke it any better.
The worst thing that could happen is rejection.
Once again, you don't need get no energy.
She reject you, I'll take you to the Europe house.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know Euro Palace, man. He don't know.
He's running German. Once again, Rob, it's just more matter of courage. You're sharing honest feelings. It's just more so a reflection of self that you have to come to terms with being able to communicate with. This is, about you trusting yourself. If that connection is deep and whatever is meant to be will be. However, being in a place of clarity and peace, speaking from your heart, works magic a lot of times. It's just the ability to do it and remove yourself from that place of fear. If you're in fear, breathe in and do it scared.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with being transparent.
This is the expression of courage. I mean, it's easier said than done. I understand where you're coming from. However, once again, we come up to an awareness that we're experiencing reflections of self, and some of these things that we experience provide us with the opportunity to embrace that sense of courage. So this is an opportunity for you to express a sense of courage and cultivate it as you move on this path. And if there's a young lady or whatever the case may be, you intend to share and communicate with and being transparent, of course, being open-hearted and speaking from a place of love and intelligence always do the trick. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
Like what Andrea said, the universe is like a genie in a bottle, always saying yes to our creation. It's basically, when genie comes out, what's your wish, master? And she ain't gonna say no to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I was drooling. Yeah, I was drooling. She caught me.
You were drooling?
Pause.
Damn.
I said it first.
I missed it.
Why do you want to see that?
Because it would have been a great opportunity.
Alright, Angel is banned from the Let's Build.
I missed the opportunity. That's all right, though.
I need a restraining order.
What you talking about, Willis?
They call it social over here. Oh man, no, she got me drilling. The transparency.
Snowball at Ashtar.
Drilling.
You just eating.
The plum is good. Not bad.
How can you thank the angelic guardians?
We love you too, Dion.
Absolutely. From a place of gratitude, there is no formal way to be of thanks and show your gratitude. In actuality, it's not even necessary for you to say anything. It's more so about the intent, where we can sense your vibrations. And of course, if you would like to cultivate a routine, if you will, this is up to you to do. Where, of course, in any format, we truly recognize beyond language what it is that you intend to communicate. So, once again, this is up to you. It's for your discretion and for you to tailor on your own, which allows you to express yourself in fullness.
Carrie got a dope phrase.
Yeah, what you said?
Beautiful.
Oh, dope.
Beautiful. Love that.
Love. Absolutely.
Sound like another tattoo right there.
Not for me.
You gonna get on your lower back.
Yo, for real, man? Are you serious?
Got beautiful.
I'm sorry. I don't want to judge, but that's
the roasting fire sound.
Oh, this is roasting right now. This is roasting.
Beautiful on your
Oh
lower back.
my God. All right, SWAT. All right, SWAT. Damn, SWAT. Oh man, I got one for you, SWAT.
Peace, Francois. It is very important to express your real feelings. Otherwise, you are wearing a mask.
Twan in the house.
Twan Twizzle here?
Yep, he's just
Twizzle.
joined.
Absolutely.
Where you get them kicks from, man?
Sincere. Yeah, low back tattoos.
Brett.
What?
So he got low back tattoo too.
Yo, SWAT.
They're trying to cover up your stretch marks. Trying to cover your cellulite.
No, with satellites.
Looks like a C-section scar.
Oh no, man.
Oh man.
All right, Brett. Peace, Brett. Will you feel me? I'm imagining it right now. I'm so imagining it right now.
Sorry, why you do that, yo?
That roasting session, man.
Sorry,
That roasting
man.
session.
I want to
That's gonna be
apologize.
the Gutbuster Wednesdays. Like, when you come home from the roasting session.
That's
Oh,
it, bro.
man.
You gotta do it.
What was that? Brett. When you feel you're in victim mode, pause, accept, embrace, peace, then respond.
Love. Absolutely. Great steps, Brett. That's awesome. That's where you're going to ground yourself, go back into the heart space, acceptance, clear, and then you make a decision on what to say when you speak from the heart. So that's beautiful.
And Valerie, respecting someone else's process. Yeah, even if they are trying to yell at you, you got to respect that process because you don't know why they're yelling at you. You don't know what they're going through. So for you to just jump back at them, it's not productive, really. Like you said, a woman that was yelling at me, she could have been.
You don't know her story.
Got into it or something at home.
Absolutely.
But I'm not your problem.
Most definitely.
I'm not going to respond to you in a negative way. You're not my enemy.
Absolutely. Hello, Frau Mischko.
Get out of that drama, Andrea. Go get your stuff and don't say nothing.
She still talking about her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Julie popped in.
What was that about?
I know, right?
I read it wrong.
That's some kicky stuff, bro.
I read it wrong.
Wow.
I'm just saying. R. Kelly verse.
At least he was number 2. Come on, one. And then number 2.
Where is it?
Oh,
Go ahead, bro.
man, go ahead, man. That one. Damn.
Oh man, I can't wait for the roasting session.
No, me either, bro.
When's that gonna happen?
Mallory, once again, flexion is not always a bad thing. It helps establish identity.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
You trying to say who the big dog or what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yes, but also me being calm establishes that.
Yeah, I mean, your presence is more powerful than anything.
Yeah, just like I told you when I showed up late for duty that one day.
Mm-hmm.
When they came in the office. Oh,
Snip, you late.
You late. You got something to say to me? I was like, no, not really. Like,
That was hard.
they wasn't expecting that. They was expecting me to jump out and
Do something crazy, like,
yeah.
no.
Here's a roast.
Read it out loud. Moin, ihr Zimmerman. Yeah, what that mean, Angel?
Muy.
Moi.
Well, how would I know? Oh, okay. Muy. Zimmerman?
They trying to get us to do
Oh,
spells.
semen?
What?
Zimmerman is semen.
What? Muy. Muy sounds familiar. Is that French?
Muy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's French.
Francois, what's that say?
Mm-mm.
Yo, we need a translator now.
Hello, Jackie.
Hey, so I got
She just
a
pooped
roast for him.
into. Popped.
I'm gonna post it on there. It's a roast
Roast who?
for you.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. Don't get me started, boy. I got stuff for days.
Not on mine. Not
I
on
got
air.
stuff for days.
Here you go, man. I'll let you read it.
We're going to go to Let's Build to about 12.
Oh, wow.
No, woo.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
He said,
Mm-hmm. Wow. Moi.
Miss Pam, how can you thank the angelic guardians?
Oh, we already answered that one.
Yeah, he did. That's the one we.
Okay. Thank yourself.
You heard?
Andrea, if you ever get out that dude face,
For real.
get out his face.
I have to go back and.
I still don't know what that muy is.
Yeah.
It means Morgan.
Does it?
That's what Francois saying.
It means Morgan.
It is German.
But
You don't
Morgan-
talk like this way at French. Oh, it sounded French to me. I don't know. Muy.
Morgan.
Muy.
Like good morning.
Morning.
Oh, morning.
Morning. Maybe I'm saying.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Ah, she talking about my hat. I look like a seaman.
Morning. Yes.
Pause.
See, man.
That's
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so my
Okay.
hat, that was a riddle.
yeah.
Like that was a
Yeah.
She just roasted me. On
Morning. You semen.
Morning, you see.
Yeah, that was a roast riddle.
Mhm.
Really cool. I got it.
A roast riddle.
Yeah, that was a roast riddle. Okay.
She in that too?
Possession. Good job, Mike.
You're gonna get it when you get home.
Yep.
You in trouble.
Yeah, ultimate nine shot.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Translation: Good morning, sailors.
Mm-hmm.
Seamen, sailors. Yeah.
No doubt she calling me a sailor.
I don't sail, I glide.
Mm-hmm. Skywalker, baby.
You see anything, Angel?
No,
What was this? Dion.
I see.
There's so much amazing energy here. Real talk activates full acceptance of oneself and others listening due to this assigned portal through you guys. These energies are coming down in full force to support and resonance from such a platform can be very grounding. That laugh, Vell.
Yeah, that laugh, yo.
It's from the stomach, baby.
Pause.
Yeah. You got me.
Is it the stomach with the scar?
C-section stomach?
The C-section?
It's the C-section stomach.
Yeah.
You sure you don't like Angel's laugh?
No. I got the worst laugh ever, man.
Yo, bro. It's that lower back laugh.
Say it with your lower back.
Yeah, it ain't the C-section laugh, that's for sure.
Laugh like you're twerking.
Oh, I got the visual.
Oh man, where we at?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. Unless you see something, Angel.
You know,
Peace, Liliana.
solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
We are all in this together. Not only,
Hello, Melanie.
not only stomach.
What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day, man? I need dates.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Yes, SWAT needs a date.
I need dates.
Oh, he wants dates. With an S.
Dang.
Yep. Anybody single?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending out fake roses.
Be afraid. Very afraid.
Get your lower back tattoo popping. We got any twerkers in the house?
Oh my God. Hey. Lower back.
Welcome to the Rob. Yo, bro. Y'all bad news, man. So,
Before I forget once again, Saturday, you guys tune in at 8 p.m. here. We will be doing a storytelling event. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I think it's going to be a very interesting evening. Very,
no, I think it's no, it's going to be actually pretty cool. This is the storytelling project hosted by Michael, a good friend of ours and brother from Ibiza. Will be coming here to the Rob this weekend to host a storytelling event, which will be an actual physical event where we'll have somewhere around 20 to 30 people here at the Rob sharing their stories about their experiences. Formal, informal, any type of story that can be told. For the most part, it's about sharing that intimate experience of sitting amongst the candles and sharing our open-hearted energy amongst each other. We have our film crew here. We have some visitors coming in from Berlin to join us for that session. And then prior or after that, we're going to do another event in Berlin, which will be the same thing in another location for a community up there. So we're doing Southern Germany, and another friend of ours, what is her name? Noana. She'll be doing the Northern Germany version out of Berlin. So here in Wiesbaden on Saturday, in Berlin on Sunday, here at the Rob. Of course, she'll join us Saturday, and then
we're picking who up on Friday? Michael.
Yeah, Michael's flying in from Ibiza, and of course AAA will be going to get them. My welcoming party, human relations division management by
Black Corey,
Amun Ra, and of course AAA holding it down.
I'm the driver.
Yeah, no doubt. AAA holding it down. He'll be Turtle that day, and well, once again.
What'd you say?
He don't know what that means. Like
Turtle?
What's about Entourage, bro? Like,
oh, I've never seen it. That's why.
Okay.
I know who Turtle is, though. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me Puerto Rican dude from New York. Just ride a whips. Turtle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be Turtle.
Anyway, no doubt. He tried to Aston Martin around. So anyway,
nice.
Yeah, well, we're hosting company here at the Raw as always. We got some visitors coming in next month as well. I'll probably be doing a surgery next month, but we'll probably still have some company here, and team probably be doing some moving around. He's eyeing South America pretty hard. They're going to do some more humanitarian work out there.
I need some sunlight.
And yeah, no doubt he needs some vitamin D. Pause. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you say the D?
Yeah, he needs a vitamin D.
All right. That's not bad, I guess. 2 weeks old.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
That's what he needs. That's what he needs.
No judgment.
They love each other. It's legal.
Yeah, you know. It's 2017.
2017. They love each other. They love each other. So,
Valerie's asking surgery.
Yeah. Surgery on my legs, and then my arms. I got some.
It's actually 2018, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
That was old memory.
Yeah. Still, it started in 2017.
Wow, he's been different ever since he came back from Puerto Rico.
Got a piece of that sun.
Yeah, but he's been different.
So you've been different, huh? Puerto Rico changed swap, man. He's a different person. He has a glow.
Yeah, absolutely. So
looking for lower back tattoos.
Wow, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Let's build.
Let's build. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're building.
Vitamin D. Anyway, absolutely. We'll keep it moving. Of course, we got different developments. Now we just kind of climbing around. We've reached our 2-hour mark. If you guys have anything else to share, we are here. If you have any stories or any inquiries that you'd like to inquire about, please, now would be the time to insert there in our comment section. If not, in about a good 3 to 4 minutes, we'll go ahead and shut it down for the evening. Of course, our conversation was interconnectedness, nature of transforming resistance into acceptance, and it's been very informative amongst all of us. And yeah, so all around great conversation. What's up, team?
I want to answer Kara's question.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Carrie had a question.
Just out of interest, has anyone experiencing visually quick flashes of lightning like a camera flash around the space you are? It can happen anytime or anywhere. It relates to one's vibration rising more.
Mm-hmm.
You need to drink water. From a medical aspect,
Damn,
you are very dehydrated.
You're seeing things, right?
About to pass out. No, it's not that you're seeing things.
You know, actually,
It's just
I feel that.
maybe so, but still drink
I don't
water.
know if it's like cars
Still
flashing
drink
at me,
water.
but I be driving and all of a sudden I just like feel like there's a flash of lightning somewhere. And I don't know if it's like
There's
somebody,
something probably more.
maybe it's
Well,
the,
once
maybe it's the
again,
truffles. I don't know, man. But
Once again, there's a lot of things taking place in the body. The body is extremely sensitive and calibrating itself
She kind of answered that.
at this time.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, all those downloads
Yeah,
and
of
stuff
course.
that you get,
The water is absolutely
you need
necessary.
to drink more water. I didn't say that just from like a joking aspect, but really drink more water because your body is connecting it in more ways than you actually thought it would. I had it download 2 days before the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So, and right now my head feels like very heavy.
did you see today's moon? Red.
Is it today?
It was red when I was driving.
For real?
Yeah, this when I was driving over here, it was red. I was like, wow.
Wow.
I don't know if it was the sun, but it was like this color.
Gee, blood red.
Yeah, blood red.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but keep your electrolytes.
Keep them electrolytes, keep that blood
So you can
flowing,
get
and then
those
water
downloads,
popping,
those
so you can
uploads.
process the stuff in your system enough. And easier. Once again, these are indicators that the body is becoming more and more conducive to the electrical processes or the energetic processes that are taking place. And this is a side effect. This is a symptom of the transformations taking place. Where intuitively you know this already. If anything, your question has the answer within it, and that's where the question comes from. The question comes from the knowing. It's just that the question is more so just a formulation of attempting to receive confirmation and validation.
It's like you got to keep upgrading your system. Because it's just like a computer. When you keep putting this new information, you gotta
update it. Yeah, of course.
So you gotta keep updating your body as well.
Absolutely.
You gotta get out there and get the fresh air, the sunlight, drink the water, eat the right foods, because all this stuff is gonna help with the ground.
Absolutely, it's gonna help.
If you don't have the electrolytes in your body, the proper electrolytes and the proper pH level, you can't ground properly.
Absolutely, like any electrical device. So, once again, that is a natural part of what we experience in here. So
Cross had an answer for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So I read something about the moon being red today, but forgotten the reason now. LOL.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's Lucy.
Maybe. I mean,
Lucy.
That's right. She did change her name. What's up, Luce? Long time no hear from, man.
Absolutely.
That's right. Every time I see lacrosse, I don't make the connection.
That's them shoes.
That's loose. Okay.
So the LA years.
LA Cross.
The girl had on
LA years back in the day.
Remember that?
Yeah, felines. I used to have the kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Yep. Back with the zipper on the side.
Those are some dope.
You know what? If they brought that back, yo.
What, the zipper shoes?
Yeah.
We had the Cougars.
Cougars.
What?
You know Cougars? Yeah, Cougars.
I remember Cougars. Yeah.
That was like Cougars.
Yeah.
Probably Kmart type of shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really cheap.
That's way back when. That's telling our age though.
But
that's telling our age though.
No, maybe I had one pair.
I'm trying to remember. I remember seeing something. I'm trying to remember the logo.
I can't remember how it looked.
Like I remember the logo.
It was a cougar jumping like this.
Was it?
Or was that Puma?
No, it wasn't. That was Puma.
That was Puma?
Yeah, that was Puma. That was Puma. I'm thinking about Cougars. Yeah, those were some true knockoffs right there, bro. That was like
mama
Payless.
Money.
Payless, yeah. I remember I got really mad because my mom bought me shoes from Payless.
Yeah, she bought you some Voids.
Yeah, I went to school. I went to school. Everybody had the brand new stuff in school. And I had that shit. I don't know what that is though.
The Voids.
The Voids?
Oh, bro, like the Voids. Those are some knockoffs, dude. Big time. But the McGregors was like baseball shoes. Baseball season. The cups on the bottom. Yeah, so with the little flap over the shoestring.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, McGregors, bro.
Those were McGregors? Yeah, I never had them. I seen them.
Anyway, damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I don't see any more inquiries in our comment section now. We're just kicking it. And I appreciate kicking it with y'all. But it is almost 11 o'clock p.m. here in Germany, Central European time.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how I make it here.
Uh-oh. There's a choo-choo train conversation.
Dang.
The choo-choo train. Absolutely. Woo-hoo. Absolutely. So, being that there are no more cars, you have many spheres being around here. Yep, absolutely. The spheres is another indicator. Those are angelic presences. Once again, peace, beloveds, all of you for being here. Thank you so very much. Of course, the conversation was beautiful. Our connection was awesome. If anything, once again, the synopsis and nature of our conversation today, interconnectedness, where we're dealing with the acceptance and resistance being transferred or transformed, transmuted through the frequency of peace, and recognizing the wisdom that it takes to be more present and be here where you can respond from a place of authenticity, of course. However, as you evolve, you respond from a more gentle space of authenticity and wisdom, where we are on this path together and evolving beyond these cycles of emotional manipulation when it comes to reacting to everything, where, of course, these decisions allow us to evolve and remain in a place of stability, where that stability and calm and grace and gentle nature, the compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance of our reality is allowing our experience within this path of experience to reflect the same attributes and frequency. So, of course, the interconnected nature of all reality remains, where we have the decision, the free will choice to decide if we are going to react or respond based on either the superficial nature of that which is taking place or the deeper resonance of what's taking place, and seeing from a broader viewpoint and realizing that life is a blessing and a creation of our own. And this is what we spoke about today. Feel free to view this on YouTube after the download. Of course, you can re-watch it here on Facebook, but of course, we always, probably the next day, load our videos onto our YouTube channel for view amongst those who prefer that platform of experience. Anyways, it's always a pleasure, once again, for who we are, the Universal Brothers and Sisters, the God Amun-Ra, in the flesh, AAA, in the building, who I am, it's Commander Ashton, who we are, the Angelic Grounds of the Galactic Council, the Galactic Federation of Light. Thank you for joining us. We love you, always more service. Once again, you cannot be grateful and complain at the same time. So choose the latter and let's keep it moving. Thank you so very much. We love you.
Saturday.
Yes, sir.